Hello, so today I am starting some larger pieces on tissue paper and I'm going to be monoprinting, so rolling ink out by hand and then pressing onto the back of the paper just with hand pressure. I've been really inspired by a recent holiday that I've had near the coast, so I'm going to go back to my signature pieces, I suppose, which is seascapes and skyscapes. So I'm just going to show you how I start a piece off. This is just going to be the first few layers, and then I will probably let them dry and I will work on them again, so there may well be a part 2 to this video. If you like what you see and you want to see more, do subscribe to the channel, and you can also see lots more work and workshops at ruthander.co.uk, or follow me on Instagram at ruthanderprints. So the way I actually start off and I prep is by first of all, I actually do some very simple compositional sketches, and I've done a few ideas here. And I did look at photographs. I have photographs as well, and you can probably see here I've just written down the colours and the order of the layers that I want to do, and that's just a little reminder for me as to what I want to do first and what's going to go on the top. And then I mix some colours, so I've sat and mixed some colours. I'm not going to use all of these colours, some of these are for other pieces, but they're ready to go. And then I also have my piece of tissue paper here, which is quite a large piece. I get my tissue paper from a place called Preservation Equipment Limited, which is, pardon me, actually a museum's preservation company. So this tissue paper really is for wrapping objects in museums. But what it means is it's acid free and it's pH neutral and all that kind of thing, and it's archival. So, and it comes in great big sheets as well. So I am going to make a start. So the first colour I am going to roll out and take a print of is actually quite a dark colour. With printing, you don't necessarily have to start with light. Like watercolour is light to dark, you always start light to dark. I'm using oil-based inks, so although they are a little bit transparent when rolled out, you can put one colour on top of another, no problem. So what I actually quite like is starting with a dark colour and then putting light colours on top, because it often has a really nice effect actually, with a slightly transparent lighter colour on the top. So I'm going to roll this out. So this is the sort of darker sand. I'm doing a kind of, half of the piece is going to be the sand, the land, and the other half is going to be the sky. So this is the first colour on the land part of the picture. And in actual fact, I'm going to sort of blur the horizon line a bit, because I'm going to use this colour also as a kind of soft clouds as well, so merging into the sky. So I'm not being too precise about how I roll this at all. And I'm just hopefully just going to really enjoy doing this. I haven't done a piece like this for a long time, and you can be very gestural and quite big with these kind of things. This isn't small and it's not precise. Right, so this is the first layer, so I'm just going to place my paper over the top. Now I'm actually going to try not to have it completely flat. I quite like it when the tissue paper does this. I don't know if you can see that, where it sort of, well, it's just not flat basically. You get these little wrinkles in it. Because that can actually have a really nice effect and make really nice marks. I'm just kind of going to allow those to happen. And in actual fact, I quite like not pressing it too evenly as well. I'm just going to see what effect that has. I'm going to press it a little bit more evenly than that, but not too much. I want those kind of natural, unplanned marks to happen. And then I peel away. Okay. So, not sure how much you can see of that, but pretty basic first layer, but still already getting some nice unplanned marks and textures there. So I've saved you from the cleaning up. That's kind of the boring bit, but I've cleaned up that whole colour. And now I'm going to put on a soft blue, soft kind of sky blue. And I'm going to put it over most of the image, actually. So I'm just going to just quickly measure how wide that is. So that's 49 centimetres. So I need to do approximately 49 centimetres here as well. So quite a lot of paint here. Now I use oil paint, but you could use printmaking inks for this. So I'm putting quite a lot on because I know I'm going to have to roll it out quite big. It's quite energetic, this part, when you're doing a large piece like this. Now again, there's likely to be roller marks here, but I'm just going to kind of allow them. I don't want them in the sky probably, but I can allow for them here at the bottom where this is kind of low tide. The idea is it's kind of low tide reflections. And what I'm actually going to do is get a piece of kitchen towel and gently take off some of this bottom part here, just really soft gradation of colour and paint, so that hopefully we can see a little bit of the darker colour coming through. Okay. It's quite difficult to tell how much of this is going to sit on that darker colour, how much of the darker colour we'll see through it. We may not see that much. So we'll see how we go. Okay, I'm just going to move my roller out the way. So I'm just going to place this on by eye, actually, because I can see through the tissue paper. I can kind of see what's going on, and just get it a bit straight to there. Again, I'm going to just kind of let the tissue fall as it will, to a certain extent. I'm not going to try and flatten it too much, certainly not on this bottom bit, because I'd like these lovely marks to the tissue paper to just kind of do its own thing, really. However, at the top where it's sky, I'm just gently going to smooth it out, and I'm going to try and get the wrinkles out at the sky there, because I would like that to be as flat as it can be. So it does make a difference how you gently push the paper onto your surface. Okay, I'm going to just use a bit of scrap paper here so that I don't rip my tissue. And I am going to use my Baron, which is just really a tool to apply pressure onto the back of the paper evenly. So this may well cover up quite a lot of that first layer. We'll just have to see. We can always go back in and add more darkness. This really is just the beginning of a piece. Okay. Okay. So you can see what's happened there. You can see the dark layer just about through the through the lighter layer. I might have to reinstate some of that darkness though later on in the print. And what's come out nicely is, oh, it's difficult to show you on this, are these roller marks here. I've actually left those in, and they're rather nice. And also this soft wrinkle where the tissue paper is wrinkled actually looks rather nice. So I'm glad about that. And that very soft gradation at the bottom has worked well too. Okay, so I've cleaned that colour up, and my next move is to add in some light yellow. So this is a sunset actually, so I'm going to have some yellows and some oranges, but I may well put most of those on later on when the first layers of ink have dried, so that they don't merge and that they're really bright and lovely. I was actually going to roll that out, but I actually quite like that as it is, so I might just take a print with that, and then, or shall I? Yeah, let's give it a go. Take a print with that, and then I might butterfly print it as well. Let's have a go. The butterfly printing is where I just fold the page over to get a kind of reflection. So let's have a go. So first of all, just printing. There's a lot of paint on this. I don't really need to press very much. I should be able to just get it off with my hand pressure. Okay, that's what it looks like. And then I'm just going to briefly cover that up while I fold this over. So this is, the idea is that this is a kind of reflection, well, it is a reflection on the sand of the sunset. And again, I'm just using my finger to press down. There we go. So we get that sort of softer version of the original print. So I quite like that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit of softness to one of those prints. So I'm actually going to roll this ink out here with my roller, just to get some on my roller. And I think I'm going to apply it directly from the roller. So I'll just pop that over the top again, just to save my paper. And it's just this bottom bit here I'd just like to soften up and almost kind of apply, wait a minute, I don't get this paper straight, almost apply a horizon line really as well. Hopefully I'm going to be able to do. So just a very subtle straight line, which I will interpret as a horizon line. And there we go. Yeah, I much prefer that actually. There's a very subtle horizon line just there, and it's softened up that yellow as well.